So here we are in merry old England. CM Punk, straight edge wrestling superstar. And what's the national pastime here in England? No, it certainly isn't wrestling. You think every single person here in this crowd is here to see wrestling, but they're not. You see, because there's a bar right over to my right here. What are you here for? I'm Four Eyes, what are you here for? To drink beer, exactly. You're here to drink beer. You're a loser. And your dad probably beat you when you were a kid, which was probably 2 weeks ago. Beautiful. Absolutely. You're so drunk you can't even keep the poison in his mouth. You see, I believe in three things. No drugs, no alcohol, and no promiscuous sex. See, I'm a fine, upstanding individual. And if these fans came to see me, they came to see somebody who's better than them. Now, England is known for soccer. At least that's what we call it in America. You guys call it football. But I'm here to wrestle. Tonight, I'm here to destroy Raven. And I'm here to destroy every single one of Raven's fans. Who's a Raven fan here, huh? No damn sense. None of you have any damn sense. Drink. Keep drinking. Keep drinking. I want you to die. You smoke too. Keep smoking. Alcohol. Drink up, England. I want your liver to fail. Smoke up, England. I want you to die. And here, speaking of death, right here tonight, in that very ring, get a shot of the ring. Tonight, just like I did in America, I'm gonna dominate you, Raven. And your time in FWA will be nevermore. So you can quote that, bitch.
Hi there and welcome again to FWA TV. As always, I'm your host, John Atkins. This week we'll see Mark 5 Star Belton go one-on-one with the XPW European Champion, the Wonderkid himself, Jonny Storm. We'll also see CM Punk, the top US star, take on Raven in Raven's FWA debut. First, however, we join the family as they put their FWA tag team title belts on the line.
They've already jumped the bell. Paul Travell in the corner with his opponent there, wailing away.
As we know, Nick, the family have never been one to strictly abide by the rules. With the newcomers to the FWA, they're showing the tag team champions that they are aren't the only ones that know how to break a few rules.
Well, there we go now. We're seeing, what's Bosporus or something?
That's Murat, Bosporus and Paul Travell going at it in the corner.
Well, they whip out of the corner, reverse. Paul Travell taking there to Damon and over the top right to the outside.
Damon Leigh sending Paul Travell crashing down on the outside. Maybe Paul Travell hit his head on the side there. I do not think the family were ready for this tag team, Nick. It seems as though the family were just expecting an easy ride, but this new tag team in the FWA seems they're here to put their mark in the tag division.
Well, you know what? Usually the family are ready for anything, and I'm a huge supporter of the family. The family concept was such a good one. The idea is all the lost souls of the FWA would be given an opportunity, and that opportunity came in the form of the tag team championships. But maybe this young upstart team just shocked them a little bit. But look at Paul Travell. He looks focused, and he's going to go in there now with Damon Leigh. This match now got to a bit of a standstill. Hopefully he'll get going very shortly now. And there's the lockup right there. Let's see who can get the better of this. Paul Travell now. No. Damon Leigh managing to take Travell into the corner.
Damon Leigh backed Paul Travell into the corner, and we get the clean break, as we would expect from anyone that wasn't in the family or Jonny Storm.
Paul Travell now letting Damon Leigh know where he is in the pecking order here in the FWA. Paul Travell and Damon Leigh getting into a little bit of a shove fest, Tony.
Paul Travell now in with a nice tight lockup, backs Leigh into the corner. Will we see a clean break from Paul Travell? No, of course we won't. Paul Travell in with some shoulder barges.
Well, he's the tag team champion. He knows when to break the rules and when not to. And the best time to break the rule is always. Paul Travell, tight wrist lock there, dominating on Damon Leigh with a simple but very effective hold.
Damon Leigh's going to want to try and get out of that as he goes with the roll through, and he manages to break the hold, but Paul Travell straight away with the kicks to the stomach as he sends Leigh off into the ropes.
Paul Travell didn't want to get in the wrist lock himself. Off the ropes, arm drag there by Damon Leigh. Damon Leigh with a hip tossed on Travell. He now waits up for Travell to get up, whips him off the rope. Travell responds, and however he nips over Damon Leigh and receives a clothesline.
Paul Travell taking him down with the clothesline, shoots off the ropes. Damon Leigh with a sleep and up with a leap. Right, looked like he was going for a leapfrog, but he managed to turn it into a Hurricanrana right out of nowhere. Nick, this newcomer team, I haven't seen much of them, but what I have seen, I have liked. A 2 count there for Damon Leigh.
Very firm little kick out there by Paul Travell. Quite early still in the contest. Damon Leigh, however, now with a headlock, trying to wear down on the member of the family. And now looks like Bosporus is going to be tagged into the match for the first time. A big, strong, fresh man here, and he takes the wrist of Paul Travell and applies it tightly.
Bosporus easily the biggest man inside the ring. I would imagine that Ghosh and Travell would not want to get into a test of strength with this guy. I mean, look at him, Nick. He's very, very thick, very heavy set. A nice snapmare there, and he goes in with the... It looks like he's got a waist lock on Paul Travell, and he manages to roll it up into a pinfall, but only a 1 count there. Paul Travell, it's going to take more than that, Nick. They're the tag team champions for a reason.
Well, absolutely. I mean, Bosporus here showing some great technical ability. But there, Paul Travell showing the brawling that has got him christened as a hardcore icon here in the FWA. Paul Travell there, back elbow, covers Bosporus. Bosporus kicks out, bro.
Paul Travell back in control, backs him into the corner, and Paul Travell goes in with a nice elbow to the side of the head there, and another one. Paul Travell showing more of a dominant side ever since he rejoined the family, Nick.
And there you go, Bosporus whipped out. Paul Travell, however, follows in, but Bosporus catches him with 2 feet to the face. He ducks a clothesline, kicks him, flips neatly over. Beautifully done, Paul Travell, takes him with a leg lariat.
Landing on his feet, cat-like reflexes there from Paul Travell, and takes him down with a nice leg lariat. Paul Travell's though maybe going to want to think about tagging in his partner Raj Ghosh, who hasn't yet been in the match. And Paul Travell isn't doing that though, Nick. It looks as though he's got maybe a point to prove now that he's back in the family. If he's trying to get him up for a suplex, Nick, that kind of looks a little bit redundant. He's never going to be able to pick Bosporus up.
Well, Bosporus, I'm sorry, it's just his name a bit complex, but he just took him down there and he's got the headlock now. But I've noticed that you're right, Paul Travell has not tagged in Raj Ghosh yet. It's as if he has something to prove to Raj Ghosh, and more importantly, to the rest of the family. Maybe he's trying to get some sort of acceptance off him. Bosporus there, double underhook suplex, across the ring goes Paul Travell.
Nicely done there for Murat Bosporus from Istanbul, with double underhook suplex there, taking Travell from one side of the ring to the other. I think the fans could firmly be behind this new team in the FWA, especially if they walk out of here tonight FWA Tag Team Champions.
Damon Leigh with a sort of a down-take scoop slam, I suppose, but Paul Travell not ready to quit just yet. Damon Leigh now taking it to Paul Travell. Paul Travell really needs to tag out to his tag partner Raj Ghosh.
You know what, Nick? If this match was being scored on points, I would well and truly have the newcomers firmly ahead at the moment. I don't know what Paul Travell is thinking, but he's inflicting quite a large amount of punishment.
It's good for we don't have a point system in the FWA then, quite frankly. Paul Travell laid in the corner. Damon Leigh follows up. Paul Travell whipped out again. Damon Leigh looks like he's setting up for something, but Paul Travell caught him with a spine buster.
Perfectly done there, spine buster, Paul Travell style. Now Paul Travell, if he's got any sense, will tag in Raj Ghosh, and he does. Ghosh goes straight in with a pinfall, only a 2 count though.
For the first time in the contest, Raj Ghosh has been tagged in. It's been tagged in very late, and obviously Raj Ghosh will be a very fresh man. And there he is, choking away on Damon Leigh.
Raj Ghosh using the underhanded tactics of the family. But as you said, Nick, he's very fresh at the moment and he can inflict quite an amount of punishment on Damon Lee, who has been in the match quite a few times.
Well, there we go, Raj Ghosh now, pinfall, but it was not meant to be. Damon Lee managed to kick out. It was quite a tight pinfall, but obviously Damon Lee was able to kick out, still quite strong. And look at that full Nelson. Potentially might have the submission here on Damon Lee.
Very nicely done, grounding him right into the mat as he's got the full Nelson firmly applied. I mean, most people wouldn't see it as being an effective submission move, but it can be, Nick. If it's done right, it can be very effective. But Damon Lee was a little bit too close to the ropes, and Raj Ghosh is going to have to break that hold.
Well, with Damon Lee on the ground, that full Nelson, Raj Ghosh had all the leverage. But still, Damon Lee did make it to the rope. Raj Ghosh kicked away at him and now tags in Paul Travell. At least there seems to be some tag continuity between the tag team champions here tonight. But at the same time, I don't know, I get the feeling there's a little animosity almost, Tony.
There could be, Nick. I mean, as we know, Paul Travell had many questions he had to ask the family, and he did get some answers from the new family leader, but whether he got the answers he was looking for remains to be seen.
Well, all the same, they are the tag team champions, and until Damon Lee can fight back and allow his team to win, that title ain't leaving anytime soon whatsoever. Paul Travell now just going back to that front face-off. He does not want Damon Lee to make the tag. If the tag is made, then the titles are in jeopardy, Tony.
The longer the match is going on, Nick, it's going more and more in the favour of the tag team champions.
Damon Lee again, desperate to get to his corner. Paul Travell is hanging on for dear life. The fans are clapping away, but now it's Raj Ghosh. Wait, the tag was made.
The tag was made, and my Bosporus in. But what? Raj Ghosh managed to distract the referee. Referee Steve Linsky never saw the tag. He never saw the tag, so he's sending right back to the outside. Linsky, open your eyes. There was a tag there. Bosporus is the legal man in this match.
Well, Raj Ghosh and Paul Travell, very intelligent tag team champions. And now Raj Ghosh setting up possibly for a brain buster, which he is used every now and again. You have to work with
Damon Lee with the 1, 2, no, only a 2 count there. I thought it was going to be all over. Raj Ghosh there. Now, Nick, if Raj Ghosh hits that Ghosh Buster, it's going to be all over for Damon Lee and Murat Bosporus. And it looks as though he may be setting up for that. He's working on the head area of Damon Lee as we speak.
The Ghosh Buster, the Grapevine DDT, devastating maneuver. But Raj Ghosh now drops down Damon Lee, tags in Paul Travell, who could be setting up for the Bloodshot Frog Splash, Tony.
If he hits it, Nick, this could also be the end of Damon Lee and Murat Bosporus, his FWA tag team host. But he moves! He manages to roll out of the way at the last second. Lee moves, and Paul Travell eats nothing but canvas.
He's nothing but canvas, and this could be the opportunity where the tag team champions will lose all the momentum. Bosporus wants the tag desperately. He wants it. He's been wanting it all throughout the match. The tag there for the family. And there it is. Bosporus is in. Finally. He takes down Ghosh. He takes down Travell. He's calling Ghosh up again. Drop kick. And now,
Nick, he's a house of fire. Drop kicks, clotheslines. He's doing everything. He's virtually a fresh man. A nice high body slam there on Raj Ghosh. He's signaling for something.
Belly to belly. Look at the distance on that bad boy. Takes down Raj Ghosh. Picks him up. Looks like he's going for a catapult. And there it is. Raj to the outside.
Catapults Raj to the outside now. Tags in Damon Lee. He's signaling for it. This is going to be all over.
What is this that they're going for? German suplex.
Oh,
the back of his head.
Back of his head. And Damon Lee is now in. It looks like he's going for some top rope offense. Split leg moonsault. Hits it perfectly.
Oh, my Lord. We new champion. Raj Ghosh, last minute, saved the titles.
A last-ditch effort there from the newcomers. I feel Raj Ghosh ran in and broke up the 3 count there. That had to be it. It had to be all over. But Murat Bosporus managed to get distracted by Raj Ghosh.
Well, he's distracting on the outside. Meanwhile, on the inside, we've got Damon Lee and Paul Travell. Damon Lee catapults over Travell. Travell with a poke to the eye. Delicately done there by Travell. On the outside, Raj and Bosporus continue to battle.
It looks as though Paul Travell has got himself TK. Oh, taking Damon Lee down. Paul Travell is signalling, is this the end or is he setting him up for some more devastation?
Maybe he's going for that bloodshot frog splash one more time. Paul Travell climbing to the heavens. Raj Ghosh, however, just tagged himself
Raj
in.
Ghosh just tagged himself in.
What was that all about?
If Paul Travell had hit the bloodshot, that would have been it. But all he's done is Raj Ghosh has tagged himself in, allowed Damon Leigh to get up. But now Raj Ghosh is going Ghostbuster, hits it. Is Raj going to go in for that?
Oh, count along, Tony. 2, 3. That's all it was.
It's all over, Nick, but where is Paul Travell? Raj Ghosh now has won the match, but look at Paul Travell. What happened to Travell? Tricked by his own teammate. Did you see what I saw? Paul Travell bleeding from the nose and the lips by looks, but Raj Ghosh tricked his own tag team partner. Why would he do that?
Well, you see, I missed that. I mean, was it when he whipped Damon Leigh into the ropes and he just got... All I know is that Paul Travell is not very happy. He retains the tag team champions. I mean, let's be honest, they're not paper champions. They knew what they were doing the whole time, but there just seems to be a little bit of confusion between the family members.
I'm confused as well. Paul Travell had this match won, and Raj Ghosh tagged himself in, and inadvertently he may have crushed his tag team partner, but he took Paul Travell out of the end of the match. Why? Travell looks meh.
CM Punk. Oh, do I love beating up CM Punk. I could beat up CM Punk every single day of the week, and it would not be enough. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's the fact that I took him under my wing. And maybe it's the fact that every time I was teaching him, he thought he knew better. He thought he knew more. But I love to slap him. I love the sound it makes when I put my hand across his cheek and then hear him scream like a schoolgirl with a skinned knee. How do you people say it here in England? Bloody brilliant. Bloody brilliant. That's how it sounds. I'm gonna slap that bloody stupid toe rag so hard that he's gonna puke his guts up. And then I'm gonna stick my fist down his throat and I'm gonna pull out his intestines. And then I'm gonna feed him to him. CM Punk, I don't like you. I've never liked you. You annoy me. You aggravate me. And what a bonus it is. Besides getting to come to England, I get to beat you up. I think this is gonna be one hell of a trip. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
The following contest sees the XPW European champion, the Wonderkid himself, Jonny Storm, take on Mark 5 Star Belton. Before the contest, Storm was telling anybody who'd listen that he considered the competition to be little more than a warm-up match, as he will only face imported foreign talent. However, after the match, Belton proved why he was here to stay in the FWA.
Now last week, Tony, we saw that man right there, Jonny Storm, take on the phenomenal German sensation, Extreme, and he defended his XPW European Heavyweight Championship successfully. Now before this program went on the air, we were informed, Tony, that the next international challenger for Jonny Storm's XPW European Championship will be NWA TNA X Division sensation, Sanjay Dutt. But for now, he better not look past Mark Belton, because Mark Belton is the current #1 contender to the FWA Heavyweight Championship. So let's see who's going to get the momentum out of this non-title contest.
That's a good point you make there, Nix. Maybe it was James Tighe overlooking Mark Belton, which led to his defeat. Now, obviously, Jonny Storm is not putting his XPW European title on the line because as he feels that, this is a non-international wrestler he's facing, he doesn't need to put the belt on the line, which, that's fair enough. You did say earlier he's going to have the match with Sanjay Dutt coming up very soon. But tonight, Mark Belton and Jonny Storm, I cannot wait to see this match.
Now, once again, Jonny Storm graciously brought the title down in the suitcase. But don't forget, Jonny Storm ain't going to show that title belt to anyone, okay? Only his close friends and family have ever seen that title. Now, Jonny Storm's getting ready for action.
Yeah, when Jonny Storm's finally finished getting undressed, we might be able to get the match underway. Here we go with the ring of the bell.
Don't rush him, he'll get dressed in his own way, I'll have you know.
Here we go, Nick, as both men circling the ring now. Jonny Storm, as I've said many times before, not a firm favourite now, but the fans do love getting on Jonny Storm's case more than any wrestler I have ever seen in the FWA.
Now, last week we saw the Extreme Contest, and Jonny Storm managed to put him away with that Wonderworld driver. Absolutely devastating manoeuvre, so no doubt Mark Belton will have to look out for it. Now, Tony, I've been doing a little bit of research. We've not seen it yet, but Mark Belton has that devastating finisher of his, the 5-star leg drop, coming off that top rope, knocking out his opponent senseless. We've not seen it in the FWA yet, but he has used it previously in his career, and no doubt Johnny, being the general that he is, will have done his research and will look out for that manoeuvre.
Well, hopefully so, because if Mark Belton hits it, it's going to be all over for Jonny Storm. Mark Belton straight away targeting the arm, but Jonny Storm wheeling his way into the ropes.
Well, Mark Belton was going for a wrist lock straight off the bat there, but Johnny too quick to the ropes. Very wisely done.
As you can hear, Nick, the fans are firmly into this match already. I mean, they've only seen Mark Belton a few times in the FWA, but they like what they see. We all remember the match he had with the Zebra Kid, that hard-hitting encounter, one that will always be etched in my mind. And as much as I dislike Jonny Storm, he is a fantastic wrestler, and you're always guaranteed to get your money's worth.
Why do you dislike Jonny Storm? I don't understand this. Oh, come on! Now, that was uncalled for. But answer me, Tony, why would you hate Jonny Storm? He's such a lovable rogue.
Mark Belton there in with a nice leg scissors on Jonny Storm. He's got him held up. Mark Belton slamming Jonny Storm down on his derriere.
Jarring that spine of the Wonderkid. Wonderkid has got to find an escape here, but 5-star Mark Belton, he's just going to keep slamming it, and that time he even caught his fingers.
Jonny Storm trying to brace his fall there, but unfortunately landed on the already injured fingers. But Jonny Storm up straight away and into an ankle lock. And look at that, Nick. He also had the other foot pinned down, but Mark Belton knew how to reverse and flip Johnny out of it.
Phenomenal leg strength there by 5-star Mark Belton. Jonny Storm now getting into that knuckle lock situation, and they're going for it. But Tony, answer me this question, will you? Why do you hate Jonny Storm?
Why do you hate him? You know what? You know, I was Jonny Storm's biggest supporter, Nick, and when he turned his back on the fans, personally, the way I see it, he also turned his back on me. And when he did that, I had no time for him. Mark Belton there with a nice drop kick to the butt of Jonny Storm, sending him through the ropes to the outside.
So you hated Jonny Storm at about the same time he won the XPW European Championship?
Yes.
Answer me. Yes, exactly. I mean, you're just like all those naysayers. You're jealous. And now 5-star Mark Belton throws in Jonny Storm. You know what, Tony? I really wish you wouldn't be so jealous. I mean, Jonny Storm has got everything going for him. Can't you just be happy for him? Sunset flip attempt there by Mark Belton. Will he get him down?
Jonny Storm is fighting as much as he can. Jonny Storm, it looks as though Mark Belton has removed Jonny Storm's bottom half of his ring gear and has just given him a playful slap on the backside.
Why he's got this obsession with spanking Jonny Storm. I don't really approve of it. Mark Belton now following Jonny Storm to the outside, chasing him around like a rabbit, and he goes back in there. Mark Belton follows in, but Jonny Storm with a headlock takeover.
A nice takeover there, but Mark Belton straight away in with the leg scissors, takes Jonny Storm down, grabs the wrist as well into a nice armbar. Jonny Storm looks like, no, Jonny Storm is still caught up in the hole. I think what Mark Belton's trying to do, Nick, with the slap of the bottom and stuff, I think Mark Belton's trying to get inside the head of Jonny Storm and outpsych him, because as we all know, Jonny Storm is a very cocky character, and if Mark Belton can take him down a peg or two, surely that's going to go in his advantage.
Jonny Storm managed to nip out there, and 5-star Mark Belton's trying to hold on to that wrist lock, but again, 5-star just brings up those phenomenally strong legs of his and takes down Jonny Storm once again.
Jonny Storm back in the position he started from, but Mark Belton there, the hold was broken by Jonny Storm. Jonny Storm, a fantastic technical wrestler as well as a high flyer, but Mark Belton does seem to be outsmarting him at every opportunity he gets.
Well, obviously, I will admit, Johnny's getting a little cocky, but that's because he's just so good. He can afford to be cocky, okay? When 5-star Mark Belton gets his championship, then he can be cocky. But up until then, he'll have to settle with being just the #1 contender.
See, Nick, I think it worked. It looks as though Jonny Storm is actually genuinely miffed now. You see the slap to Mark Mark Belton.
He's placing Belton in his
Belton's
place.
done.
Ow.
He's basically out psyching, get inside the head of Jonny Storm, and I think this is going to lead to Mark Belton winning this match.
Stiff kick there from 5-star Mark Belton. Jonny Storm seems to have fell, but I think the referee is going to check on Jonny and make sure he's able to continue. We don't want to disappoint the fans. We don't want Jonny Storm injured now, Tony.
It looks as though Mark Belton may be trying to Charlie horse up that leg of Jonny Storm, and if Jonny Storm can't use his legs, then he can't be as effective as he would like to be. Nice shoulder block there. Jonny Storm once again to the outside.
It's weird. I mean, I've not seen anyone capable of keeping up with Jonny Storm like this. But Mark
Belton through the ropes, Nick. I mean, talk about keep up with Jonny Storm. I think he could teach Jonny Storm a thing or two.
He whips him out one more time, attempted to follow through, but Jonny Storm with a double springboard hurricanrana.
Nicely done there from Jonny Storm. Takes Belton from one side of the ring to the other. The look on Jonny Storm's face isn't the cocky, arrogant one. It's one of determination, Nick. Maybe Mark Belton has got so far under Jonny Storm's skin, but I say that and I'm completely wrong, because Jonny Storm is still the arrogant ass that he always is.
He's a donkey. I've not seen that one before. Jonny Storm now with that Michinoku-esque driver there, and he's signaling for something, Tony. Springboard, and there it is, a springboard moonsault off the second rope. 1, 2. Referee Steve Linsky, however, was not able to count the 3.
Only a 2 count there, but nicely done. The second rope springboard moonsault from Jonny Storm.
Jonny Storm now grabbing those locks of 5-star. Fist there, fist, and they're just punching back and forth. Referee Steve Linsky letting this fly, obviously. Catches him in a suplex. No, fisherman suplex. Beautifully executed. Look at that bridge.
Nice bridge there from Mark Belton. Only a 2 count though, Nick. Nicely done though from 5 stars. He sends Jonny Storm off, but Jonny Storm manages to reverse. Jonny Storm full head of steam, but Belton up and over the top rope and climbs up to the corner turnbuckle. Nice missile drop kick taking Storm down.
I've got to tell you, 5-star flash can't half shift. And there it is, a kick out.
2 count there from Mark Belton. Mark, he seems to be a little bit annoyed at that. Maybe he thought that he would have been able to take the Wonderkid down already, but Wonderkid, once again, going back to his dirty tactics, rakes the eye, back in control.
5-star Mark Belton is going to be made Johnny's pal at this rate. Jonny now setting him up in the corner. And there's a chop there from Jonny Storm. He's taking his sweet, merry time with 5-star. He whips him out of the corner. Mark Belton hits the corner. Jonny follows through with a forearm. He's going for this fantastic 4 combination we've seen him do before.
Here he goes, Nick. It's the setup. As soon as he hits the fantastic 4, he usually likes to go in with the Wonder Whirl as he springs off into the ropes now. Nice Inzaguri, taking Belton down.
Belton was knocked down with that running Inzaguri. And let's see if Jonny can continue this and hit the Wonder Whirl for the win. No, he's going for the cover early. 2. It was only 2, Tony. See, even referee Steve Linsky had to tell him again, it was only a 2, Jonny. I'm sorry. I know he's obviously a little stronger than we first thought. Now, Jonny Storm picking up 5-star, takes him to the corner, blocked the chop. 5-star retaliated.
5-star retaliates, 5-star on the top rope. It looks as though maybe he's setting up for that spinning tornado DDT, but Jonny Storm managed to counter it and places him back on the top rope and chop for his troubles. Jonny Storm's setting up. We've seen this move 1,000 times from Jonny Storm.
Oh!
We've never seen that out of Mark Belton. A straight boot to the face takes Jonny Storm down. And Nick, if he hits it, is this going to be the 5-star leg drop?
Let's have a look. He hits it.
The 5-star leg drop. Surely that has got to be it.
1, 2, kick out.
Jonny Storm at the last second, Nick, managed to kick out. An awesome leg drop from Belton, but Jonny Storm managed to kick out, and Jonny Storm back in control.
Belton, looks like Belton reversed that reverse suplex, and now he hit a DDT of his own. Mark Belton, though, couldn't get the cover on the XPW European champion.
Jonny Storm with a reverse, Mark Belton with a reverse, into the nice reverse DDT. Belton back up onto his feet, laying in some forearms to Jonny Storm, springs off into the right. Jonny Storm, he's hit it, the Wonder World! Surely if he gets the pin, it's all over for 5-star Belton.
Five Star Belton and Jonny Storm are both down. Jonny hit that Wonderwell. If he can just capitalise on the cover, that would have been it. Come on, 1, 2, 3, go!
Yes, Jonny Storm took far too long, Nick, to get over and cover Belton. Belton still has some fire left inside him. I can see Belton walking out of here with the victory.
You know what? I've never seen anyone kick out of the Wonderworld before. I mean, honestly, Mark Belton is truly deserving of this #1 contendership that he currently has. Both these men truly very high up on the FWA ladder at the moment, but who's going to take that extra run? And you know me, Tony, I love Jonny Storm, and I got to tell you, he's walking out of here one more victory. All he's got to do is put away 5-star Mark Belton. He I'm going to cover Johnny Reversal, 2, 3, no, another cover. They're just not getting it, Tony.
Belton in with the reversal. Jonny Storm once again. Belton with the reversal again, and only a 2 count. Jonny Storm on top, 1, 2. Belton reverses once again, and a 2 count. Both men roll out. Jonny Storm with a straight boot sends Belton down to the mat as we go in 1, 2. No,
kick out. 5-star's got it.
Nick, I can't. This is like 15,000 pinfalls in 2 seconds. Mark Belton once again goes in with the pinfall. A 2 count. Perfect bridge there from Jonny Storm and Mark Belton.
This match is going so quick, someone's going to make a mistake any moment, and that might have been it from Jonny. 2, no. Kick out.
A kick out from Jonny Storm there. I thought that was going to be it as he goes in with the Oklahoma
Strong.
1, 2. No, and he still manages to kick out.
He takes the 5-star in the corner, whips him out. 5-star blocked it, went underneath Jonny. He caught the leg, flips over, my lord. Ducks the clothesline, off the right, cross body.
1, shot, 1, 2, 3. No, Jonny Storm has managed to get it.
Out of nowhere.
Completely out of nowhere.
Took the motivation.
Jonny Storm got the pinfall, Nick, but Jonny Storm did it the way Jonny Storm does. He had hold of Mark Belton's tights, and that's what got him the pinfall.
Here's the winner, XPW European champion, the Wonderkid.
And that's what you care about. Jonny Storm once again cheated to win. If I remember rightly, he cheated to win against Extreme. He cheats to win all his matches, and he's done the same thing tonight.
It's got to be disappointing for 5-star Mark Belton, but still, notwithstanding, he will get an opportunity at Destiny when he takes on the biggest prize in Britain today, the FWA Heavyweight Championship, when he takes on Doug Williams in the forthcoming weeks. Whoa! Jonny Storm now running back in, wanting some more of 5-star, but 5-star has got a leg hold there. That is painful!
That is painful, Nick, and if Mike 5-star Belton can hold this on for as long as possible, it's going to put Jonny Storm in no condition to face Sanjay Dutt in a very short period of time. Mark Belton has now got hold of Jonny Storm's supposed XPW European title inside the briefcase there, which I might add, I have never seen, and as far as I know, I don't know anyone's seen it. But Mark Belton looks like he's going to open the case.
It's like everyone a show. Covenant or something, but Jonny Storm stopped him the last minute.
Why do you think he did that, Nick?
Because he doesn't want some measly competitor or fan or anything just seeing his XPW European champion. He didn't win it. Mark Belton didn't win the title. He shouldn't get it. It was non-title after all.
I think Jonny Storm and Mark Belton will have to meet somewhere down the line, somewhere very soon.
George, you stupid fool. You lost the match for us. You're an idiot. You don't speak English. You need to learn to speak English. Communicate with me. Then we'll be able to win. You'll be very, very lucky if I have a team with you again. Are you listening to me? You need to learn to speak English.
Inglés o español?
English.
Español.
English.
Español.
English. Learn to speak English for the next time we're in the FWA or you're fired.
English.
Listen, you are fired. If you do not learn to speak...
¿Qué? Inglés, español. So it's the question on everyone's lips. Why on earth did the Twisted Genius and Burchill come to the rescue of Simmons last week? Out of all the people, Simmons? I mean, they were saying we had all these problems with the Duke and Simmons and Buttercup all last year. But you see, the answer is pretty simple. We never had a beef with Simmons. The problem was always with the Duke. He was the one pulling all the strings and weaseling out of things. All those matches, Simmons was there fighting in his corner. And you know, that earned a little bit of respect with us. So seeing as Birchall didn't have an opponent and Simmons needed a partner, we decided to get out there, beat a few people up, and once again send a message to everyone in the FWA that we will do what we want, how we want, and there's not a soul in the FWA that can stop us.
Making his welcome return back to the FWA, Nick, it's the drug-free straight-edge CM Punk. And tonight, his legendary feud with Raven makes its way to the FWA.
You know, the last time we saw this guy who took on Colt Cabana at British Uprising II, it was a phenomenal international guest match. And man, that was the first time I ever saw the Pepsi plunge. Top rope double underhook, face buster. Jeez, Tony, that's devastating. You got to believe that tonight, CM Punk's opponent Raven is going to have to look out for that maneuver, because no way can you kick out of that bad boy.
Definitely. I mean, we know that CM Punk of Raven have had many battles in the past, but how's it going to go down tonight here in the FWA?
Tony, what can I say in the next 32 seconds to a minute that can justify this entire man's career? Former ECW World Heavyweight Champion. He's had stints in WCW and WWE. In the WWE, he held many hardcore championship reigns. He is truly a phenomenal competitor, and he's making his way over to Europe, surprisingly, for the first time in his career. And he's going to take on tonight CM Punk, a man who he has had a rivalry with, not just here tonight, but in many companies across in America and also Japan.
That's right, Nick. Tonight it comes to England for the very first time. Raven making his European debut, and these fans seem to be firmly behind Raven and not CM Punk. Maybe it's because they remember Raven from ECW or WCW or even WWE. Raven has literally, Nick, he has been everywhere, he's done everything, and he's got the t-shirt to prove it.
You know, there is this aura around a Raven. I just can't figure it out at all, Tony. But you know what? We all know about the philosophies of the mysterious Raven. But earlier on, you were talking about this straight-edge lifestyle that CM Punk likes to follow. I'm very new to this concept. I tried to do a little learning earlier, but why don't you fill us in at home what it means?
That's right, Nick. You heard the crowd earlier on shouting alcohol at CM Punk, and what basically straight-edge means, he keeps himself completely devoid of toxins. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't take drugs. He will do anything to keep himself pure of mind and pure of body, and this is something he believes helps him be a fantastic wrestler, because nothing else weighs him down. All he has is his wrestling talent to go on.
Raven there, starting off early after the lockup, launches CM Punk to the outside, but CM Punk slithers back in. So I'm presuming and thinking that as far as mocking the Raven, nevermore. Now CM Punk, we're talking about how he's got this straight edge lifestyle, no drinking, no drugs, etc., etc. And imagine this keeps him so entirely focused in the ring. But at the moment, it doesn't look like it's doing him much bit of good.
He may seem focused in the ring, Nick, but one thing we have to remember about Raven, he has been around for a very long time. He has the ring awareness and the ring smarts. Raven has been in the wrestling business for a very long time.
Run through me all night, we're gonna actually have a match. I didn't come all the way to merry old England just to chase some pathetic, non-drinking, non-drugging mama's boy. I suppose you can claim now your ankle's too injured and you can't perform at a level that these people would expect. Except really, I've seen your matches, they probably don't expect much. You see, sometimes in life, we make our own choices. Sometimes the choice is made for us, and sometimes there is no choice. Quote the Raven, never give up.
Raven now is going in, using those jabs that did prove effective earlier on and using them on CM Punk. CM Punk sent into the corner, manages to get his boot up.
You know, maybe CM Punk believes this match is below him. But don't forget, this is an international guest match, and I'd imagine the FWA has put a rather attractive prize money on the line.
CM Punk now, great in the face of Raven. The referee's going to need to watch out for the dirty tactics of both men, Nick, because it isn't just CM Punk that employs the dirty tactics. Mike Bishop needs to give CM Punk the 5 count there and get him to break the hold.
No, Raven's made a legacy of being dirty in the ring. As I said, multiple-time hardcore champion, ECW.
Nick, look at the face wash though. CM Punk is disrespecting Raven right there. 3rd time is a charm. CM Punk trying to wipe Raven's nose clean from his face.
Well, obviously, Raven's got this filthy mouth that he was spewing to the fans earlier, and CM Punk possibly trying to wipe that mouth straight off his face. Setting up for a suplex, Tony. The basic suplex there, very nicely executed, but it was only a 2 count.
Only a 2 count, Nick. It's going to take a little bit more than a suplex to put down someone of the caliber of Raven. CM Punk now with a nice headlock on Raven, trying to wear him down. I mean, maybe this is CM Punk's strategy, Nick. He's going to try and wear Raven down as far as he can possibly take him and then hit the Pepsi Punch.
Well, absolutely. You want to wear Raven down. He's been in the ring with some of the best in the business.
Raven is firing up. The fans are firmly behind him as he lays in there an elbow to CM Punk. Another elbow.
Like a parasite, Raven is feeding off the fans' admiration. Off the ropes, that fierce arm, and a clothesline, a second clothesline, and CM Punk isn't quite sure where he is. Raven whips off CM Punk. He ducks the clothesline there, and he caught him with a forearm smash, and Raven goes down.
CM Punk with a flying forearm there takes Raven down. That might be the move that swings the favour back to CM Punk, because all it takes, Nick, is one move in 3 seconds and you walk out the victor. But even Flo, no, referee Mike Bishop was driven into the turnbuckle there by Raven. Raven hits the Raven effect. That's going to be it all over. 1, 2,
It's not
3. It's
over.
all over.
It is not over. As we saw, Raven was setting up for that DDT finisher of his. CM Punk managed to drive him into the corner. Now, little did they both realise the referee got in the way. That's just typical for referees. What can I say? Raven may have had the match won, but CM Punk, the match is still going on, Tony. What can I say? Tight roll up there by the straight edger. 2, but no, a kick out by Raven.
Referee Mike Bishop climbing back to his feet there, managing to get the 2 count for CM Punk. But I mean, CM Punk just so far has used underhanded tactics. I think it was CM Punk that manoeuvred the referee to be in the corner, so Raven did him, so he would go down, because he knew that if he hit the Raven effect, CM Punk would have effectively lost this match. So he used the underhanded tactics, and now he is using underhanded tactics to gain full advantage of Raven. And at the moment, Nick, that's what he's doing.
Well, he's just throwing those arms and everything to try and soften down Raven. Maybe he's getting a little bit desperate, but I don't know how wise it is to bring the fight to Raven on the outside. I mean, come on. This guy used to embody hardcore not that long ago. The outside is his playground, but CM Punk confident, mocking Raven on the outside there, and the referee just about stirring.
Referee Mike Bishop is getting out of the ring as well. He's going to want to get both men back inside the ring so we can end this on a clean count. But CM Punk obviously has other things in mind for Raven as they are making their way up the entranceway. CM Punk's just called for a brainbuster. If he hits this on the ramp, this will be unbelievable. Raven does appear to be fighting back though. Raven with a nice suplex there on the entranceway to CM Punk. CM Punk's plan has backfired and Raven has taken full advantage. I would hate to be in CM Punk's boots right now.
Like I said, Raven, epitome of hardcore. Where's he going now? He's going backstage. Has he left, Tony?
Oh, Nick, Raven's got one of his favourite toys. Raven is bringing out the chair. Now, we've all seen Raven utilise the chair in so many ways throughout his career. How is he going to use it tonight? A nice back shot there from the chair. We've got to be looking out, Nick, for that drop toe hold on the chair. We've seen him do it before. If he does it, it's all over for CM Punk.
Trademark manoeuvre, drop toe hold onto the chair. CM Punk slams his head unceremoniously into the chair.
I mean, the chair's already buckled, Nick, just from the velocity of that. Raven's head hitting that chair. CM Punk has destruction on his mind, and unfortunately, Raven's going to be his victim.
Absolutely. I'm not sure what CM Punk's doing. Oh, lovely mule kick there. Both men quite dazed. We're getting to the later stages of this match now, but Raven hits it!
Raven hits it. Raven hits the drop toe hold on the chair. The signature move. Now, if Raven can get to his feet and can hit the Raven effect, the even flow DDT, it will surely be all over.
You can just sense that the effort that these two men are putting into is just draining them of all their energy. You got to believe that the end is coming soon. And at this point, I'm not sure who is favouring. Raven could get the win, or CM Punk could get the win. But I'll tell you one thing: these fans they want Raven to win. Personally, I think CM Punk deserves the victory. He's got a brighter future ahead of him. Raven, maybe just a little too old, and maybe just a little bit too broken down.
The referee getting very close there to counting both men out, but CM Punk was up first. But Raven is firing up there with some jabs. Takes CM Punk down with a discus clothesline.
2 jabs and a discus clothesline off the ropes, and another clothesline. The momentum has most definitely shifted. Knee lift there from Raven. Raven is feeling the adulation out of the corner, follows it up, one elbow, and the Bulldog.
Plants him down face first with the Bulldog, goes in now with the cover. 1, 2, 3. Very close there, Nick. CM Punk, he did kick out, he kicked out with authority, but it was right at the last second. One has the advantage, then it swings back the other way. Raven is doing everything every move I've ever seen him do to try and get CM Punk down. But
Tony, look what he's setting
it
up
looks
for.
like if he hits this, Nick, it looks like he's setting him up for the Pepsi plunge. If he gets
Raven knocked him off.
Raven with a backdrop there right at the last second. It could have been all over for Raven there, but CM Punk made the mistake, and Raven is asking Punk, challenging him to get to his feet.
This is going to lead to the even flow. He's setting up for it, but Pepsi got out of it, caught him, switches him round. Oh, and a lovely diamond cutter variation there, Tony.
A nice reversal there from CM Punk into the diamond cut. Shining Wizard! He's hit it! He hit the Shining Wizard. 1, 2, 3. It's all over! CM Punk with the Shining Wizard has taken Raven out on his European debut.